Hello, my name is Dr. Alfred Patrick Adakwi. In fact, today is my birthday, and I really want to say a very big thank you to God Almighty for adding another year to my years. In fact, I say to myself, happy birthday. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel or my YouTube channel, let me be specific. Adakwi on the black and white keys. Adakwi on the black and white keys. Don't forget to subscribe to that channel for a lot of exciting videos coming, okay? And in fact, today being my birthday, I want to give you a birthday present. And this birthday present is for especially keyboardists and the world at large, okay? For instance, this keyboard is called a synthesizer keyboard. Don't forget, the piano is also a kind of keyboard. The organ is also a kind of keyboard. They are all keyboards, but they have different names. So this is a synthesizer keyboard. Now, it's different from piano and organ. The difference is that the synthesizer has the sound of all the musical instruments in this world. If you want the sound of the piano on the synthesizer, you get it. Sound of the orchestra, you get it. Sound of trumpet, you get it. Sound of organ, you get it. In fact, sound of footsteps, you get it. Sound of the gun, you get every sound you want. Even the sound of the clap, drums. That is what makes it synthesizer. Though, of course, these days, new companies of organs and pianos come in, try to inculcate all the other sounds. But still, the keyboard stands out because the keyboard was created for all the various sounds in the world. Therefore, whenever you want to play a particular sound on the keyboard, what you have to do is to know the technicalities of that instrument. No matter the instrument, you must know the technicalities. Let's look at the sound of the piano. For instance, I want us to look at "Oh God, Our Help in Ages Past." That is the hymn that I would want to use for the demonstration because it's a very common hymn and a favorite hymn. Now, when you are playing this hymn as a pianist, don't forget that the melody, the main melody, is very important. Okay, now I will tell you why I'm saying the melody is important. But before we continue, there is one significant aspect of the piano that I want us to know, or even almost all the musical instruments in the world apart from the organ. And this significant aspect I'm talking about, or this significant pattern I'm talking about, is the touch response. For the lay people, touch response means that your touch, or you play according to your touch, the response to your playing. For instance, the harder you play the piano, the louder it becomes. The softer you play, the softer the sound becomes. That's touch response. It means it's responding to your touch. So, for instance, when you are playing a hymn like "Oh God, Our Help," in harmony, we must still hear the main melody out. You can even move higher. Okay. Though you can play it straight as it's nice, but technically you are not playing like a pianist, you know. So you must know the technicalities of a pianist. Even if you are not one, at least try to know the technicalities of the piano, the kind of instrument it is, how the sound is. And because every pianist is very expressive because of the touch response. That is why the full name of the piano is piano forte. The piano means soft, forte means loud because of the touch response. Now, let's look at the sound of the strings. You know, the strings don't joke with their crescendos. The violin, the viola, the cello, they don't joke with it. So when you want to do a hymn of this sort, you must know. You can even play it higher, octave higher. Now when you want to add the harpsichord to it, it can be a little bit stagnant. Of course, you know, once in a while the harpsichord would like to do some arpeggios. Very, very important. Now let's look at the sound of the organ for the hymn. Very smooth. Okay, now if you use the same touch for the organ, if you use it to play the strings, this is how it sounds. It's very nice, yet it doesn't sound like the strings. It doesn't sound like the orchestra. So if you are playing a slow hymn, you must know the kind of strings to choose. If you are playing a faster hymn, you must know the kind of strings to choose. That's why we can have these are all fast strings, but that's just by the way. And now let's look at playing in full with the full orchestra, with the, let's say with the brass dominating. We have that's one of the characteristics. The characteristics of the full trumpet, especially when the trumpet, of the orchestra, when the brass is dominating, you could hear some melodies. You must know some of the melodies the trumpeters would like to do, some of the fanfares they would like to create before, something that some of those things, and how all those characteristics are very, very important. So the next time, all what we will talk about is, now I did playing the instrument in harmony. Next time we will look at playing the instrument in isolation as soloists. So let's look at the sound of the flute, for instance. Now, when you want to play the flute, as musicians, we must all know that it will be very difficult for the flute to play as low as G3 or F3, though some virtuosos are able to play that low. We are talking about, virtuosos, extraordinary players in their instruments. But on a whole, it's very difficult for the flute to play even C4 on a comfortable range. So, though the argument is that the keyboard can play or the synthesizer can play, so why won't I play? Yes, but don't forget that you are playing the flute. So, whenever you are playing an instrument, you must even study the range of the instrument, where it starts from and where it ends, and the technicalities. For instance, if you have the sound of the trumpet, you must know that the trumpeter will struggle to play that high B flat or that high C. Virtuosos, once again, can play it with ease, yet even in playing with ease, there is a little bit struggle. So you can play it. This is not the trumpet, So at least when you're playing on its comfortable range, yes, you can do it. But as soon as you move up, you must study the kind of touch. It is a study. We will learn that the next time. In fact, we have a lot of exciting topics to come up. When the trumpet, the last thing, when the trumpet is playing as a soloist on top of a harmony, because it's a smooth hymn and a slow hymn, it can be that smooth. We have a lot of exciting topics coming for singers, for keyboardists, for other instruments, and the world at large. Once again, I thank you so much for having patience to watch me, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Adakwe on the Black and White Keys. Thank you so much, and I love you all. Mwah.